Hello girls and guys, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Robothought Zero to Hero series Vision Intelligence on Jetson Nano. Alright guys, we are on lesson number 9 and we are going to install object detection pre-trained neural network in this lesson. It's going to be a long lengthy lesson, but I'm going to cut it short to just about 15-20 minutes. Now why it's a long lesson, at the same time how can I cut it down to 15-20 minutes? Here's the reason guys. So each and every command I'm going to show you now to execute in your Jetson Nano, that's going to take at least 30 to 40 minutes to do the compilation and installation of each and every stuff, right? So overall I would say about it's going to take about 1.5 to 2 hours for you guys. That will again depend upon the speed of your internet. It depends upon your network, what kind of connectivity you have, right? So for me it took about more than an hour to do the entire configuration and setup, and then another an hour or so to write the Python code to execute those files. So in this lesson I'm going to show you the commands basically which I'm not going to execute on my Jetson Nano. I'll just type and show. You can make a note of it. I'll also leave those commands in the description below. Okay, follow each and every command one by one at a time. After executing, you need to be very patient, wait for the entire stuff to get over till you see your home directory on the terminal, and then proceed with the next command. All right guys, so basically we will also learn in this particular lesson. I'll show you a few popular pre-trained neural network for object detection and image recognition. Okay, there are a bunch of neural network guys which you can start using, like for example MobileNet, Inception, googlenet, pednet and kind of thing. All these are pre-trained neural network being built by several of our experts, and Nvidia has done a fantastic job by compiling, taking these neural network pre-trained networks and building a Jetson Inference application which is really good, which is really fantastic. And this is the right place for the beginners who are getting into artificial intelligence and computer vision and vision intelligence and kind of thing for the first time, right? So use this pre-trained neural network and start playing around, try to understand the classes, how to train your own image, how to train your own objects, start detecting it and play around and stuff like that. Once you get hands-on into this, you will get an overall idea how the neural network works, right? How the object detection works, how image recognition works. Once you get a hang of it, later on in the future lesson I am going to teach you how to build your own neural network from scratch, and that's going to take a lot of effort guys. So trust me, but it's doable. It's very easy. I'll show you how to do that systematically. Okay, all right. So let's begin. I'm getting into my Jetson Nano and I have already logged in. Alright guys, the first I hope you have already followed all my previous lessons. It's very important before we get in there, this particular lesson, it's very important to do your basic pre-request setups and installation which I showed you before. So without doing that you cannot do all this installation here. Okay, so make sure that you follow that and come back here again. All right, so let's see. Obviously the first what you need to do is just do a quick update. Sudo space apt-get update. This might take few seconds, depends upon how long back you did this update. I run pretty often, so there you go, it's done. Let me clear. All right, now let's take a look. So let's install a library called MatPlotLib. Okay, so this particular library, once you install, by default you will also get NumPy and PyPlot. So this library, open source Python library, is very important for us to do some mathematical calculation when you start detecting an image or an object in your environment. you need to find out from where it is coming in, you need to calculate the distances and all those things. A lot of calculation happens behind this, so that's where we will be using MatPlotLib and NumPy together. Alright guys, so how do we install? Sudo space apt-get install Python 3 minus MatPlotLib. Let me hit enter. I have already installed it, so requirement already met. That's why it says like this. Now how do we confirm that we had installed this properly? So let me show you something. Let's clear this terminal and go to Python 3. Okay, now you are into Python 3 IDE, basically the inbuilt IDE within the Linux terminal. So what you got to do is import, after you install MatPlotLib, import matplotlib.pyplot as plt. Okay, there you go. So there is no error, right? It doesn't show any error, so that means it's installed successfully. Now let's see what kind of version it is, right? So let us also check for NumPy. Import NumPy as np. There is no error, so obviously it's installed. Now let me check NumPy version np dot underscore underscore version underscore underscore. It's 1.13.3, so perfect. Now control D. Okay, we are on terminal again. So you have successfully installed the MatPlotLib and NumPy and PyPlot together as a combination. Now let's go to Opencv, right? So the previous lessons, guys, I showed you how to install Opencv, right? So I hope you have done that. In case you didn't do it, just take a look. You need to issue this command sudo apt space apt minus get install Python 3 minus Opencv. All right, so you got to hit enter. For me, I have already done it, so it just runs in a Zippy. It's still working on it. There you go. So now what we got to do is to confirm whether you have installed Opencv or not. You need to get into Python again through terminal and check for the version, same way what we did for NumPy and MatPlotLib. Okay, now Python 3. Okay, we are into Python. Import. Now import Opencv. No, there is a keyword called cv2. All right guys, this is the keyword we need to be using when you are programming. Okay, cv2 is the keyword for Opencv. cv2. Let's cross our finger. Oh, there is no error, which is good. So let's check the version. cv2 dot underscore underscore version underscore underscore. There you go. It's 3.2.8, which is pretty good. Okay, control D and we are out of this terminal. Alright guys, now let's move to the next one, which is the most important thing, which is your object detection inference tools. There are tons of tools which we got to be installing one by one, and this is going to take a long time, guys, very long. Probably about each command is going to take about 30 minutes to 45 minutes, so you got to be really patient. Okay, the first one, sudo apt minus get install git cmake. Okay, this is the tool we are going to install, cmake. and then libpython 3 minus dev, and then python 3 minus NumPy. Okay, so guys, I'm not going to do this installation because this is going to crash my Jetson Nano. I have already done it, but this is the command you got to follow. Make sure that you follow this and just let it run. Okay, let it run, and then again you come back to this video and look for the next step what you need to be doing. Okay, so I'll delete this. Guys, I'm going to leave all these commands in the description below, so take a look at it. And then what you got to do is just go to the downloads folder, cd downloads. Okay, now in this particular folder where you'll be installing the CMake files and the required libraries in downloads folder with the previous command which I just showed you. Okay, and then you got to get into downloads folder, and then you have to import a Jetson Inference library from the Nvidia's GitHub account. Okay, I'm going to show you how. So what you need to do is git clone space minus minus 2 minus space minus minus. Okay, recursive space https://github.com-dusky minus Nvidia Jetson Inference. Alright guys, so this particular command is going to take you to the GitHub library of one Mr. Dusky of Jetson, Nvidia, who has done a brilliant job in compiling the entire pre-trained neural network models and making this inference library. Okay, so you are going to import that into your Jetson Nano. So this is going to take at least, this is going to run within, maybe 10 minutes, 10 to 15 minutes, not more than that. Depends upon your network again. Once you are ready with that, what you need to do is, I'm deleting this. Okay, now let's check if I have the inference library. So you need to go back to your downloads folder, cd downloads. Let's check what is there. ls. Okay, see, can you see Jetson minus inference? You will be seeing a similar same kind of directory inside downloads. Okay, Jetson minus inference. So you have to go into that particular directory. Okay, so what you need to do, cd Jetson minus inference. There you go. So you are into the Jetson Inference folder or a directory, you can call it as a folder. Okay, now you need to build this. You need to start compiling the entire thing what you imported from GitHub, from the Nvidia's Git account, and now you got to build this. How do you build this? mkdir space build. Okay, so I'm not going to hit enter, guys. I have already done it. If I do it again, that's going to, it's going to duplicate some of the stuffs. So this is the command you got to issue. Once you have done with this, this is going to take this command will take probably another 30 minutes, approximately. And then what you need to do is check for ls. Okay, you will find a folder called build. Can you see that in the blue color? This one, the one, can you see in the blue one, the top left? That's the one. So you got to get into that build folder. How do you do that? cd build. Okay, and then once you are into that build folder, now you have to compile the whole thing, the entire stuff. How do you do that? cmake, the tool which you already installed before I showed you, that's the tool which is going to run. cmake space .. // all right guys, then you got to hit enter. Okay, I'm not going to do that. So once you do this cmake, this will take about 45 minutes easily guys to compile and build, and you might see some warning, in yellow and in blue and stuff like that. Just ignore, do not do anything, do not touch your keyboard, just leave it as it is, let it run. Okay, it might take 45 minutes to 1 hour or even more, or fast if you have a very good network, fast hyper speed, within 30 minutes. All right guys, so now what we need to do is, after you execute all of the commands what I showed you now one by one, you will all of a sudden you will get a screen, okay, a yellow and orange kind of screen on your terminal. It'll look like a UI, kind of like your Windows operating system, any of the GUI. If you open, how colorful it looks, that's the color. It's from Nvidia, and that will show multiple pre-trained object detection models and image recognition models. Okay, it's a list, it's a huge list. So what you need to do is select almost everything with the tab. In the screen you can see the instruction very clearly, how to select and what keys to use. You have to use tab, and you can see a star mark on the left side in a bracket. That means you have selected all models. Then go to object detection, select all models. Then go to image recognition, select all models. Okay, once you select, hit enter, use the arrow key in your keyboard, come down, you can see a OK button, press enter. I wish I could show you, but that's going to duplicate the entire stuff. My Jetson, probably it might even crash. I have already done it, so I don't want to take a risk. So once you do that, then what you got to do is, once your model is downloaded, that will take about an hour or so, probably about 1 hour easily, to download the entire pre-trained models. Okay, that's your inference libraries, Jetson Inference libraries. Okay, at the end again there'll be a pop-up screen, a big yellow and greenish screen. Okay, that will show you how to install PyTorch. Okay, the PyTorch and and the Torch Vision, there are two libraries. It's open source Python libraries which will basically run your inferencing and populate the images which has been captured through your camera. So you got to select PyTorch 1.1.0 for Python 3.6. By mistake, if you select 2.7, Python 2.7, that's going to create tons of other issues, guys. So be very careful. When you see that screen, at the bottom there'll be a drop down, PyTorch 1.1 for Python 3.6. You got to select that and hit OK. So once you do that, that's going to take probably another maybe maybe about an hour or so. Now once you are done with that, at the end you should be seeing the same kind of directory till the end, down Jetson Inference /builds. Okay, once you reach this particular folder at the end, after running everything, what you got to do is issue this particular command, make space -j and then a $, and then open parenthesis, open bracket, nproc. All right, and close the parenthesis, and then you hit this particular command, enter, let it run. Okay, this will take another about 10 minutes approximately. Okay, 10 to 15 minutes, depends upon your network. And once you complete this, you will again be, by default you will see, you will be in Jetson Inference builds in this particular directory path. Okay, and then you got to issue another command called sudo space make space install. Okay, so this particular this is going to actually compile your entire stuff once again and move into your next section, which is what we will be doing now. Once you are done with this, you will be back again into Jetson Inference builds, okay, the build section. And then what you got to do is sudo the next command ld, okay, L not I, L, ld config, ld config. Alright, so once you are done with this, guys, I think you are almost there. You are almost at the end of this. This is going to take probably another say about 15-20 minutes and kind of thing. After this, the most important aspect, the last and final, again, once you get into this build, automatically you will be in this particular section, that is download / Jetson -inference / builds. Okay, the last one is your configuring your USB webcam. Guys, make sure that you get a very good USB cam. For example, you know, any of the cams which I showed you, say a Logitech C310 or C270, which is pretty reasonable and it's a low cost, so it's a very good camera, so go for it. But you need to install certain utility tool to capture the videos and images through the USB camera, okay, and that tools is what you will be doing at the end. I'm going to show you what that command is. Sudo space apt-get install, and install what? It's the utility tool for the USB camera to set up the parameters, and it's also kind of helper program where you can set the configurations and stuff, and that is called v4l -utils. Okay, this is what it is, and this will take probably another about 5 to 10 minutes max. Okay, I'm going to leave these commands in the description below, guys, below this video, so you can take a look at it. Alright, once you are done, again at the end you will be back into the same path. Okay, download / Jetson -inference / build. Okay, once you are there, all you need to do is just close the window, right? Yes, guys, just close the window, nothing else to do, right? So you are done with it and you have installed it. Probably you can just shut it down, and then we will get back into the coding aspects, so which is very important. Now you might be wondering, oh well, I have installed so many things, I had spent several hours. Now how do I see the objects? How do I visualize the objects? Guys, yes, I know it's going to be thrilling, right? So for that you need to write some Python code, set of lines of code, few lines of code, and I'm going to show you how to do that, and I'm going to explain as much as possible, and you can probably use the same code and try to execute it. Alright, guys, and I'm going to be back very soon in the next video. The next lesson which I'm going to show you is create a Python file to execute all the installers and the pre-trained neural network which we just compiled, which I showed you how to compile it. And once your Jetson Nano is ready with all the stuff, the next lesson you will be writing the Python code, and all you need to do is just right click, run from the terminal, and it's going to open up the window, and wherever you show your cameras, it's going to capture the objects, it's going to detect the objects, and it's going to show you the name of the objects, right? And then later on I'll show you how to modify those, and you can train your own objects and images and stuff like that. Alright, guys, so that's it for this video. Do give me a thumbs up and a like, and I'm going to get back to you very soon. Bye bye.